everyone, it's Dark7. Today we are playing Ketramose Kishla ZOO. So Kishla is a new card from Tarkir Dragonstorm, which does something similar that Ketramose does. Okay, so whenever a card leaves your graveyard, during your turn, draw a card. Okay, so this works well with all the same cards which work great with Ketramose. So Psychic Frog triggers the Kishla, Territorial Kavu triggers the Kishla on attack. A Relic of Progenitus triggers the Kishla. Okay, so very lot of similar cards. Okay, so we also have Solitude and Leyline Binding triggering Ketramose as well. I previously tried this deck without Kishla Summer. It was without Kishla Skimmer. It was good as well, but kind of Kishla gives it another dimension, another more consistency and more synergy with Relic, which makes Relic much better in this deck. And this is the only deck that can play these two cards in the same deck, because it's a 4-color, it's like Simic colors and the Orzhov colors. It's really hard to play these two cards together, but not if you play it in Zoo. Okay, so here we have it's not a problem to bring Kishla Skimmer in. It's a mana base I did for the version I played before without Kishla. It works great for this. I did not think if there's any changes requirement after Kishla addition, but the mana base worked fairly well for Kishla, so I liked it so far and don't want to change anything. Okay, so the deck is very grindy, very mid-range, and I did not draw this much cards since I played with Beans. So we have Kishla drawing card each turn, and this guy just draws you one card. But the thing is, you can have multiples in play. So you play turn 2 Kishla, for example, and then opponent doesn't kill it. You untap, play Relic of Progenitus, play a second Kishla, and you tap a Relic, draw 2 cards, and it's absolutely insane, and it becomes unstoppable turn after turn, similar to Ketramose. And this is a flyer, attacker, it's a 1 mana less than Ketramose, so that's very important for mana curve. If it was a 3 mana, it would kind of be awkward to play it with Ketramose, it would fight for a slot. This way it's a 2 mana and it plays well. So turn 1 Relic, turn 2 Kishla, draw a card, turn 3 Ketramose, exile Relic again, trigger both Kishla and Ketramose, absolutely sick. So great thing. Other than that, we have Leyline Scion combo, we have Solitude as a free interaction, we have a Relic in the main, which is a graveyard hate relevant against a lot of decks. We have Frog, Territorial Kavu, a Solitude, Leyline Binding, all insanely strong single cards. So the single power level of all cards in this deck is just brutal, and it goes over any other deck in the format. There's just no grindier deck than this. If you want to beat a grindy deck and still play a mid-range, this is the deck to play. So if you play this, you are guaranteed to win against Orzhov, all the Orzhov Blinks and the Dimir Frog Tides and all type of mid-range. Maybe not as good against tempo as against mid-range, but still pretty good. You have Solitude for the Harbingers, for the Oculus, for the Murktides, for the Frogs, Leyline Binding, Relic of Progenitus, great cards against them, still very favored to win. Not to mention that Scion combo is a nightmare for them. And now also they have to worry about not just Ketramose, but Kishla overwhelming them with card draw. So it's pretty good deck to fight those popular matchups. And when you play against energy, the Scion combo is also pretty good against them, but also we have a lot of removal in this build. Relic to take care of Flage, and 4 of these cards in the sideboard, which are just brutal against them, completely demolishes the energy strategy. When you have 4 of these in the sideboard, the matchup becomes super easy. Okay, so that's it. Storm becoming kind of popular again and not having other land hate, so I decided to use Damping Sphere. Pretty happy with this card. Of course, always there is a 4 consign, especially in this deck where I expect for the big mana strategies potentially be a problem, but not as big problem as for, let's say, Orzhov Blink, because this deck can be much faster with Kavu, Frog and Scion. but still I think having 4 consigned to memory plus this package of Life from the Loam plus both Seiju to take care of their lands, kill Eugene's Labyrinths, Eldrazi Temples, and still have Life from the Loam for recurring them. And the Life from the Loam is actually cool because it triggers the Kishla on its own. You can just dredge in the upkeep and trigger the Kishla, and also you can combo with Psychic Frog and Ketramose with Life from the Loam. So there are like 2 combos in the deck with Life from the Loam, so I think having one in the sideboard can be pretty good. And there are decks that Zoo hates to play against which destroy your lands, and having like Life from the Loam in your sideboard for that situations can be pretty amazing. That's all. So the mana base built for this version. I played actually for the version I played before without Kishlas, but Kishlas I think fit very well in. I don't think the further changes are needed. Okay, so that's it. We can now go check out the gameplay. Before we do that, I want to remind you of my Decktionary profile. The link is down below in the comments, in the video description, sorry. 7 cyber guides made in the last 3 months, all available in the medium tier. They will be soon updated for the new RCQ season. We'll start with Domain Zoo as soon as I can. There is still no consensus over the new lists, the new cards. I like the current list very much. I would, as I said multiple times, I would just take the snares out, played couple consigns, couple of stubborn denials, and that's it. Maybe add like a Clarion to the sideboard, the new Clarion, and that's it. No big changes to the old guide, just small ones. We'll update this as soon as I can, and we'll also start updating other guides starting next week. Okay, so that's it. We can now go to the gameplay and see how it went, and it went pretty good. Okay, so starting with Leyline of the Guildpact here. I have Ketramose and Leyline Binding, starting with Leyline of the Guildpact and surveilling another Leyline to the top. A lot of good stuff can happen here. Okay, so I draw a basic and I play another fetch, so I can go for another surveil. Opponent goes Totsis, that's fine. Probably take my Ketramose and pass the turn. So pretty slow start for opponent. They are not doing much here. Neither am I. And here is Kishla on the top. I don't have interaction with it, but I decide to keep Kishla. It's a 2/2 flyer attacker. That's usually good against these Golgari decks. If nothing, it's a decent attacker here. Not easy for them to kill it. And over time, it certainly has a big chance of providing value for me over the turns, and it would bring value immediately if my opponent didn't have a fatal push for it, because I draw Relic of Progenitus here. I had no other cards in my hand at the moment. Opponent discarded my Ketramose, killed my Kishla, so I was not able to get any advantage so far, but my opponent did not pressure me at the moment. I have Leyline on the field and I have Relic, so 2 cards that are pretty good against them. This is the post-board game where I already brought in the Pyroclasm against it, so I forgot to start recording from the beginning, but we will see the remaining games. Okay, so opponent goes for Assassin's Trophy actually and takes their Dati back. So then they play Brawler plus Nethergoyf, and which is basically ideal for me here, since I can just Pyroclasm their entire board. Okay, so I decide to crack the Relic, unfortunately draw the Kishla after that, but just play the Pyroclasm and completely clear their board. Opponent now plays another Doti. I have Solitude to exile it and start attacking them. Now I have Kishla on the field plus Solitude. Opponent has Bowmaster at this moment, pretty useless. Okay, so I go for attacks here. My opponent trades with Nethergoyf. That is fine by me, because kill 2 of their creatures with my Solitude. I have more attackers here, and I have frog now. So next turn, when I'll have 3 cards in the yard, I can exile them from the yard with frog to start triggering the Kishla and gaining a card advantage. Okay, this was I think a 1-1, so we're going now to game 3 and see how the game 3 went. I boarded in Pyroclasm here, just removed 1 Kishla, 1 frog, and ready for game 3. Pretty good hand. A lot of threats, Leyline Binding, and I start with Hedge Maze since my opponent takes Kavu because of the mana issues at this moment. So because of this situation, I was thinking about adding Overgrown, sorry, not Overgrown Tomb, but I'm not even sure, but maybe another land to the deck, another shock. It was difficult in this situation for me to do the mana, but it was still fine. I went for the Overgrown Tomb. This is the only thing that allows me to play Frog now and to play Relic plus Kishla Skimmer next turn, and I can start drawing cards with Kishla next turn. It seems pretty good here. Okay, so I always go for Relic first when you have Kishla. Go for Relic first, and I'm going to just. There was maybe no need to exile cards here with Frog. Maybe I forgot that Doughty has Shadow. I have no idea. But Kishla only triggers once a turn, so it's not a big deal really. And I exiled a card from their yard instead. Pass the turn, continue drawing cards with Kishla and Frog. Basically everything here draws you a card. Like Kishla draws you a card, Frog draws you a card, Kavu draws you a card, Ketramose draws you a card, Relic also can draw you a card. And aside from that, we have sound combo and removal. So basically everything draws you a card, and the card synergizes well. And it's just super grindy all in all. I really like how well everything is working out in this deck. Opponent removes Kishla, but it's okay. I still have Frog on the field. I'm exiling their Doughty, and I have a Relic to take care of Nethergoyf completely. Okay, so their Nethergoyf is useless, and the Frog continues attacking. I don't want to even let them I'll let them jump if they want, but not really. I'm here going for the flying, putting counter on my Frog, going for 2 damage, putting them down to 9 as well, and making Nethergoyf 0-0. I'm thinking about cracking other Relic in response to this Orcish Bowmaster, and I decide to do it. And I will get some damage from Bowmaster here, plus trigger from the Frog, but that's completely fine. I find Cyno Draco on the top. Together with Psychic Frog, this makes a powerful attacker. Okay, so I untap, play Cyno Draco, and this gives hexproof and lifelink to Frog. I discard a card, make it 5/6, and give it flying. So now I'm gaining 5 life, and also my Kavu has a trample. So my opponent has to block with everything, and it's 10 damage. So they have to block with everything to survive. Okay, so that was it. This was the second game, so only have 1 game recorded from this. We can go to the second game. Why? Oh no. Okay, I guess we have to do it manually then. Okay, so let's go to game 2. Not sure why the command doesn't work, but it's fine. We'll do it like this. Okay, so here it is, match 2 of this league. I'm starting off with double Leyline. I have Relic and Psychic Frog, and drawing Relic like this on turn 1 works great in this deck because you have eight cards that play good with it. So it's not like before when you only had Ketramose. Now you have like Kishla plus Ketramose, that's 8 cards. So when you're starting with turn 1 Relic, that often ends up being really strong because you will end up finding the Kishla or Ketramose until like turn 5 very often, almost always. Okay, so finding a Relic, I did not know what my opponent is playing, but they were playing something I played in the past, very similar to it. This is the Agatha Soul Cauldron deck. You can see, I had that deck on my channel, and it was really fun. It was really fun. I liked it a lot. And okay, I go for a second Relic here. Crack that Relic, try to find some solutions. My opponent goes, maybe it was a good decision to go Solitude, just Emperor of the Bones on my turn, or do it now, but I decided to let it happen and maybe try to I don't know, try to hardcast these Solitudes or something like that. But we can see opponent actually had Gorios and Ulamog here. So they used this situation to put Ulamog below the Emperor of the Bones. And at this point I did not really know what's going on. And I have Solitude in my hand. Luckily I'm tapping with a Relic on the field. I saw Gorios, I saw the Ulamog, but at this point I forgot they were playing Agatha Soul Cauldron. I had a good good pressure here. Sound combo, they can't do much about it, and I guess they are looking for Agatha Soul Cauldron here to put counter on their Ulamog, and yeah, so they do it here. It's a tricky situation. If they exile Bowmaster in response, and I have Solitude to get rid of Ulamog, so I guess I'm okay with that. So I untap, continue attacking. I'm still not sure why they didn't go for that. Okay, so I forgot what actually happened. I can't remember. Okay, my opponent goes for a Rumble here. Ulamog again is in the graveyard. Let's see what happens. Opponent has Gorios. They go for Gorio the Ulamog, and I will have to Solitude it. This time I can actually hardcast Solitude, but I have to sacrifice 2 permanents. It's not a big deal, but the big deal here is opponent gaining 17 life. Can't prevent that, unfortunately, and here I am thinking like there is no chance they have another Ulamog. Next turn I'm going to tap out this time and just make my clock a lot better, and opponent ends up surprising me with another Agatha Soul Cauldron, bringing in another Ulamog, 17/17 with haste, and yeah, I ended up failing, not killing that Emperor maybe, but also I should have maybe just passed the turn, not take any risks, just pass the turn, hold Solitude, but they just discarded the Ulamog, and I exiled the Agatha turn up before that, so I took a lot of their resources. They still had a second Agatha, that's fine, but yeah, I went for a little risk and it definitely didn't pay off. Let's see what happened after that. Game 2, I play Relic, turn 1, turn 2, Scion combo, and this is pretty brutal start against them, I would say. I go for Leyline Binding, take their Frog, play a second Relic, and attack them for another 4. Opponent quickly concedes. So this was super quick. Game 2. Let's check out game 3. Again I have Relic, and again I have Kishla, and I have the Ketramose, the nut hand I was talking about before, where we can go turn 1 Relic, turn 2 Kishla, draw a card, turn 3 Ketramose, or draw 2 cards, or Kishla again, hold mana to crack the Relic. Either way, literally insanity. Literally insanity. There's just not much things you can do to draw more cards than here. Okay, so I continue with my game plan, not caring about their frog, hoping for the best or to find something good to overwhelm them. And I did find here Solitude immediately takes care of their frog, so my risk here, I did not have anything else to do, so it was best to just continue with your game plan. Kishla, draw a card and pass the turn. I exiled the Ketramose from my hand, but Ketramose is legendary. Anyway, I'm going to find more Ketramose, and here I have Kishla. Another Kishla in my hand, helping me to continue drawing cards. Also, there is Kavu. A sweet thing is that Overgrown Tomb plus Vents cast all 3 of your 2-drops. You can cast Kavu, you can cast Kishla, and you can cast Psychic Frog, all with this color combination. So remember this color combination. This is what you go for in most situations, so very important. Okay, I want to play fetch here, so if my opponent plays something I don't like, Gorios, I can crack the Relic, or if not, I can go like end turn, fetch the Triome, or fetch whatever else I like. Okay, opponent has a frog on the field. Always when they're tapping with frog, it is potential problem. They can go like discard creature, Grizzlebrand, whatever, and Gorios. But here opponent has a Halfling plus Grist, and it's totally fine. They will kill my Kishla, okay. They will connect with frog, fine, but I'm untapping, playing Territorial Kavu and exiling the frog. I feel like that situation is more than acceptable. So I let them hit me here with frog. Don't have, I can go for a surveil or whatever. I have a Temple Garden in my hand as a white source, so I can shock in, play the ending, exile the frog, and I keep a frog on top. I think frog here is a better play than Kavu. Lets me kill Gris on next turn. Also frog works so sweet with my okay, the sweet thing here with this mana is I have mana colors to cast both Kavu and Frog. So it is very hard requirements on the mana base, but I think the mana base is well done. Prioritize black mana to get Overgrown Tomb and Blood Crypt, help you cast with Psychic Frog, but also works well with Kishla and Kavu. So I'm pretty happy all in all how this is working out. Okay, so opponent has plus Grist, pass a turn. I can now play a land, discard a card, make a frog a 2/2, give it flying, attack Grist, draw a Leyline Binding, play Territorial Kavu. Once again, I have everything. So there is a Relic of Progenitus. I crack the Relic here, exile their graveyard, take their Grist, and my opponent now has only 1 card in hand. I'm attacking with 2 strong creatures, drawing 2 cards, so drawing card with Kavu, drawing card with Frog, drawing card with Kishla, drawing card with Ketramose. It's silly that everything draws a card. So I have a removal here for their token to go through with damage. And next turn I have lethal, holding Stubborn Denial plus Leyline Binding in my hand, basically unbeatable at this point. Okay, upon I untap, I go with everything, discard, counter the Fatal Push, and go in for with damage, and I'm 2-0 at this point. So let's check out match 3. Okay, was this? Yeah, this was actually, I don't know what is going on, but I'll have to do it manually. It's not listening to me. Okay, so we are now in this match. Okay, this is match 3, and I'm having like a double Scion, Leyline the Gilpa hand, plus Ketramose in hand. This seems perfect. I'm also playing first. Opponent starts off with Preordain. I go for a basic in this situation. I have another land to find a land I'm missing in case they kill my Leyline, but I really like to have basic in a situation like this. So opponent plays mountain. This is when opponent plays mountain in a situation like this, you know you're playing against storm. There's just not much decks that play Steam Vents plus mountain. Okay, so I go try to play Ketramose, but opponent plays Remand. It was a version of Storm, not the ordinary version, slightly more blue splash. I don't have much options, so I'm putting a lethal for next turn if they crack a fetch, and they do immediately, binding their Ruby Medallion and hope for the best. So I'm just doing what I can and hoping they break. If I had Solitude here, it would be ideal. I don't have it, but I did what I can. Opponent played some spells. They played a couple Manamorphos, stock up. Actually, I like stock up here. I think this is actually sweet version. Not sure about Remand in the main, but I like the Preordain. I like having cards like Consign, Spell Snare in the sideboard, and yeah. But my opponent, it didn't work out for them, so I got the win here in game 1. So boarded, Stubborn Denials, Damping Spheres, couple of Consign. Consign is good, not great, but it can be pretty good. So I board out Leyline the Gilpact. Ketramose is a bit slower than Kishla, so in the end I still decide to leave the Ketramose in, because it's a wild card for Solitude, and that was the reasoning why I decided to go for it. Okay, so not a great hand, but I don't have much hate, and I decided to keep a Relic hand, and Leyline Binding plus Solitude can be useful against the RAL, but not hoping for too much. So let's see. Actually, I have to with Kishla. I maybe have to reconsider Savai Triome as a Triome. Maybe Zagot could be better because of the Kishla. Savai Triome doesn't help cast Kishla, so I didn't think about that before. Maybe I think it's not bad. Still, if you play Zagot, you have to play Foundry, which I don't play here. So again, the Foundry is problem if you have Zagot, but maybe I will go for Indata plus Steam Vents. That seems pretty good. I did not think about mana base much. This was a mana base for this deck before Kishla, and I just jammed the Kishla in a deck, didn't think about possible mana base changes. But now when I'm rewatching this, it seems like it would be a good idea to maybe play in data Steam Vents, but I'm not sure. Does my fetchland support that? Let me think about it. So I have Wooded Foothills, that's fine. Polluted Delta gets both, and what is the third land? Is it Verdant Catacombs? Verdant Catacombs doesn't get both. Yeah, that is a problem. Is it Verdant Catacombs? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's Verdant Catacombs. So maybe switch to if you're switching to Data Triumph plus Steam Vents, then you would need to cut couple of Verdant Catacombs and maybe go for Mire, Bloodstained Mire instead, or Winsor Heat, to get another way to get the forest. Yeah, Verdant Catacombs is maybe it's always problems with. Maybe just leave it like it is. Maybe just keep the Savai Triumph and just make peace that your Triumph doesn't help cast Kishla, but helps cast everything else, so you can just play in your mana base. Okay, we can see now my Kishla. Okay, so another thing I did not mention yet, which is important, that is that Scion gives hexproof to Kishla. So, and Kishla is a very sweet turn 3 play. So you can you can plan your turn like this. So you can go turn 2 Scion, and then turn 3 play Kishla with Hexproof, then go Relic, and remove card from your graveyard, draw a card. I think that is pretty good game plan. Or a lot of decks that care about Kishla are having problems killing the Scion. So going turn 2 Scion, turn 3 Kishla Relic, draw a card seems like potentially very strong. Okay, I went for a Scion here. It was a lot of pressure on their life total. I think that was a mistake. I should have left mana for both Binding and Relic. I think this was a mistake. So, but I still had Solitude for Ral, and I guess at that moment I thought the Ral is a problem and didn't think much about Ruby Medallion. But here when they go for Piratic Ritual, I decided to go Binding their Medallion, but in response they played 3 spells. And okay, I almost conceded here, but my opponent goes for Stock Up and plays Stormkill Scion, makes a lot of Scions here. So I'm guessing the Relic of Progenitus just would not matter against this version playing Scions. It doesn't even play the cards relevant there. So yeah, this was it. Too many dragons and I conceded. Okay, small changes, going all consigns since they played this. Actually, the sweet thing with this playing against this version with the dragons is that consigns are good against it, and everybody plays 4 consigns. So it seems like that version sounds pretty bad, not because it's the worst version. I think it's actually maybe better overall, going for the Dragonstorm, but the problem is consign just counters the storm trigger, and you do all that to get 1 dragon, which really sucks. Okay, so I keep 1 lander here. I keep 1 lander. Okay, what's going on? Okay, I'll have to manually do this again. Okay, well, this is where opponents did the storm thing, and then we're going to game 3. I'll have to manually go to game 3 again. So, okay, so here it is. Again, we are here keeping a 1 lander, but this time I have a Damping Sphere, and Damping Sphere is one of the best cards. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't seem like... Okay, it was just a long AFK. I think it was the MTGO lag or something. Okay, so we can watch from here. Okay, so I played the Kishla, and it was probably a mistake to not play Damping Sphere here on turn 2. But I wanted to start with Kishla. I'm not sure at this point if it was a misclick or mistake, or I went intentionally for it. But I think I should have played Damping Sphere on turn 2. I played Kishla instead, and then turn 4 here I have double Kishla but holding consigns, and since I know that my opponent's plan is most likely going for dragons, I think consigns work very well. I'm pressuring their life total with double Kishla, so attacking for 4, that's a pretty good clock actually. And my opponent goes Manamorphose, Ral, and Desperate Ritual. They put themselves to 8, which makes my clock with Kishla actually slightly better. Here they go, Iron Crag Feet, 7 mana. I'm guessing they going for Storm now. And as I said before, Consign is pretty good against this, so that is why I'm skeptic about this kind of deck working, because everybody plays Consign, and Consign just counters this so well. And opponent did all the things, and I just play the uncounterable consign with replicate, so they can't do much about this. And then I Leyline Binding their Scion, and I have a turn 2. I have 2 turn clock with Kishlas. Opponent is now on 3 life. Opponent is now 3 life, plus there is a good chance they just kill themselves if they just cast spells with Ral. I also still have a Stubborn Denial and Consign, so that's it. Okay, so match 4. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a game this is again a game with, this is not, the shortcuts are not really working out for me this time, so we have to do everything manually. Okay, again, okay, so match 4, starting with Leyline of the Guild Pact again. I have Kishla and Silent Draco. Silent Draco obviously great in this situation, and this time I'm playing against Boros Energy, and I think this deck is pretty good against Boros Energy. I like it a lot of card draw, and you can quickly overwhelm them, and post board have 4 cards to deal with their board states. And the Scion combo is also just pretty good against them. Okay, so here I have Scion on the field. I play my Frog. Even if they kill the Leyline of the Guild Pact, my Frog still has lifelink and hexproof. And I can next turn play Kishla. Play actually double Kishla, and they all have hexproof even if my Leyline of the Guild Pact dies. And I discard 2 cards with a Psychic Frog, or I just pitch cast Solitude, discard another, and exile 3 cards from my graveyard. And then I trigger the Kishlas, both Kishlas. I draw 2 cards, give flying to Frog, attack with Frog, gain life, and with flying, and draw another card, and it would be just completely game over on turn 4, but my opponent concedes even before that. Okay, so I want the Pyroclasm and Pest Control, but kind of everything is good. Okay, so this deck is built that you don't need to sideboard anything against midrange. So this is why I have a sideboard only for the problematic matchups, like have Damping Spheres for Storm, and the Stubborn Denials. I have like Consigns plus Boseiju, Loam, against Eldrazi decks, Stubborn Denials against other combo decks, and I have like Pyroclasm, Pest Control against Affinity, Go Wide decks, so I don't need anything else. That's it. My opponent starts off with God of Souls, no removal for me, that's potentially a problem here. They go God of Souls, play Ocelot Pride, classic, and yeah, so here I play Psychic Frog, hoping for them maybe not play another creature, so I maybe try to block Ocelot, but yeah, that did not happen. Opponent goes for give Ocelot flying, trigger its guide again with end step trigger, and now I am in problem this time. I still have my sideboard cards, it's still not over, so if I draw Pest Control, I kill their entire board and just be in a huge advantage. Okay, so I go for a Frog here, give it flying, go to block like the Ocelot obviously. I have to make my opponent use their cards. Don't have any choice at this point. At this point, opponent goes for Galvanic Discharge. They have plenty of energy, so they easily kill my Frog. And here I actually find Pyroclasm. This would be insane if it was Pest Control, but Pyroclasm was pretty good as well. Cleared most of their board except for Ocelot Pride. Unfortunately, they have plenty of energy for their Static Prison, and they can keep attacking me with Ocelot Pride plus next turn Fable Flipping. So I will still need something to recover from this. they continue making the cat tokens as well. So yeah, here I have full domain and I have some options. Okay, so I can go Scion, and if they find a way to gain life, I can then go Binding. So I'm holding the Leyline Binding, but they don't know it, so they maybe think I'm just hoping to block Ocelot with Binding. Kiki Jiki flips, and they have one card in hand, that is our Johnny. And yeah, this actually works pretty well because I get to block their Ocelot for free, and then I can also kill their Ajani when they try to flip it. Yeah, here it is. I take the Ajani and I take 2 damage, and I still have to do something here to survive. And I find a white card, so I can survive another turn. No point attacking here. I have to stay back. And I'm just on 3 life. And opponent finds Gyro Souls from the top, so gives flying to their token, and I don't have any choice at the moment. I have to block it. And again, I can't risk really attacking here. I have to stay back. Opponent 0 cards in hand and 0 energy now, okay? So no attacks, and I'm looking to find something, and when I find a Scion from the top, I can go discard the card, try to dig for cards, for more useful cards. Opponent here has a window when they can top deck removal to kill me. But at this point, not even Galvanic Discharge helps. They need, and I'm also getting the Psychic Frog back. That is a big deal because Frog now has lifelink and hexproof. So if they don't kill me this turn, so they need Flage, nothing else. So they need Flage immediately, and it seems like they are not getting the Flage. And I draw Ketramose from the top. Now I can draw cards with Frog, with Ketramose. I'm losing life, but I will gain life with Frog by discarding cards. And it has lifelink now. Okay, so I think it's safe to discard here. To discard 2, draw 2 more, and my opponent concedes. So quick 2 wins against energy here. And that's it. So this was the 4-1 league in a first try with this deck. I really liked it a lot. The grind is amazing, drawing so much cards, and there's so many synergy between the pieces in the deck. Everything works well with Ketramose and Kishla. Relic is now much better in the deck than it was before when you only had Ketramose. There is a small issue of Savai Triumph in a deck, which I didn't think about until now. I will have to think about this problem and to see if it needs replacing with another Triumph, but if ideally we would play in Data Triumph, but then Verdant Catacombs becomes a problem. We need green fetches to get green basic to have to deal with Blood Moon with Boseijus from the sideboard. And but yeah, okay, so definitely something to think about. And but I'm very happy with how things worked in this league, and really happy with the deck. It's a great choice to win against the mid-range decks, and also good against energy, and having such a strong sideboard with like Pest Control plus Pyroclasm plus Energy, Consign, so all the best sideboard cards here, and we have Stubborn Denials and Damping Sphere plus Boseiju for those other random decks. That's it. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope you like the deck, hope you like the gameplay. Friendly reminder for the end, click like, click subscribe, comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this list, the Ketramose decks. Do you think that it could I think this is maybe the best second way to play Zoo if you're not playing the classic version. Playing this Ketramose Kishla version seems like the best other way to play Zoo cards, and if I want to play Frog in the Zoo deck, I actually prefer going with this version than the classic version. If you're destroying your mana base to fit Psychic Frog in it, and then you're also playing Flage, it seems too hard always. It's a good deck, works well a lot of times, but also a lot of times you just lose to the Blood Moons and the Harbinger of the Seas, and you can't do anything about it. So if you're playing in a good meta, that is a good choice, but if you're playing in a meta filled with Energy and Dimir Frog, and they're playing Moons in the main or Harbingers in the main, then you are in a big problem. And I think this deals well with Harbinger since we have Solitude main, so Solitude is the best way to deal with it. Ketramose Binding also great against Moon, and we also here have Bosageus as additional way to deal with it. So all in all, can really play decently against those strategies. And we don't need anything against midrange because the main board is built to beat all other midrange deck. This is the mid-rangiest of all the midrange deck. It's the biggest card draw, the biggest single card power of the spells, and it just destroys other mid-range decks. Okay, so that's it. Again, thank you for watching and goodbye.